Welcome to today's video on how minor traffic tickets can lead to major visa consequences. First, we'll set the stage. If you're in the country on a non-immigrant visa, repeated speeding tickets can trigger immigration scrutiny and even jeopardize renewal or admissibility. Next, we'll walk through the legal reasoning, state-by-state differences, and why paying a ticket can be interpreted as admitting guilt. Then, we'll discuss defense strategies, how to use attorneys and technology to stay safe, and what to do if you already have tickets. Finally, we'll test your knowledge with short quizzes and wrap up with clear, practical steps. In this agenda, we will first explain the immigration risks from minor traffic tickets. Next, we will break down the mechanics of how a simple citation can evolve into a visa issue. Then, we will cover the variability across states and the special risk of excessive speeding being treated as reckless driving. Afterwards, we will present the best defense strategy, a prevention checklist, and 2 quick quizzes. Finally, we will summarize key points and present an important legal disclaimer. To begin, here's why this matters. Immigration enforcement trends show increased scrutiny of patterns of law violations. Consequently, several tickets within a short period can be interpreted as a disregard for local laws. This pattern may trigger questions in visa renewal, change of status applications, or even admissibility at the border. Therefore, the stakes are higher than the fine printed on your ticket. Here is how the risk unfolds. First, you receive a speeding ticket. Next, you must choose whether to pay or contest. Paying is often legally treated as an admission of guilt, which can create a conviction on your record. Then, if multiple convictions or violations appear within a short time frame, authorities may detect a pattern of irresponsibility. Consequently, that pattern can invite immigration scrutiny during renewals, changes of status, or port of entry inspections. Alternatively, if you contest with a specialized attorney, the charge may be dismissed or negotiated down to a non-moving or non-criminal violation, which is far safer for immigration purposes. Additionally, state law classification matters greatly. What is a civil infraction in one jurisdiction may be a misdemeanor in another, and excessive speed can become reckless driving, which is often a serious criminal offense. Let's compare the 2 main classifications. On the left, a civil infraction typically involves a fine, no jail exposure, and may not create a criminal conviction. However, accruing multiple infractions in a short period can still signal a pattern of disregard for local laws. On the right, a misdemeanor is a criminal offense that may involve potential jail exposure and can create a criminal record. This presents a substantially higher immigration risk. The key takeaway is that the same conduct can be categorized differently depending on the jurisdiction, which can dramatically alter immigration consequences. This table offers illustrative scenarios without naming specific states, because each jurisdiction differs. For example, 10 miles per hour over the limit might be treated as a civil infraction with lower individual risk. In another jurisdiction, 18 miles per hour over might be a minor misdemeanor, raising the immigration risk due to criminal classification. At 20 miles per hour or more over, certain jurisdictions reclassify the conduct as reckless driving, which is frequently a serious criminal offense. Finally, 3 tickets in 12 months may raise a pattern flag, heightening scrutiny regardless of the individual ticket categories. Now let's focus on excessive speeding. In some jurisdictions, driving 20 or more miles per hour over the limit can be elevated to reckless driving. This is a major shift from a simple speeding ticket to a serious criminal offense. As a result, convictions for reckless driving can severely damage renewal prospects and future admissibility, since they demonstrate conduct viewed as dangerous and irresponsible. Therefore, it is essential to avoid excessive speed and to consult counsel immediately if charged. This mind map centers on driving behavior. One branch shows how speeding leads to tickets, which may evolve into a pattern of violations, then immigration scrutiny, and finally visa consequences, including delays, denials, or revocations. A second branch presents mitigation, hiring a traffic attorney, contesting or reducing charges, pursuing non-moving or non-criminal outcomes, and maintaining organized records. A third branch emphasizes prevention tools like cruise control, navigation speed alerts, radar detectors where legal, and promptly resolving all tickets under legal guidance. The diagram demonstrates both the risk escalation and the off-ramps to reduce immigration exposure. Next, here is your defense strategy. First, hire a specialized traffic attorney immediately. Second, Disclose your immigration status and objectives so counsel can tailor the approach. Third, the goal is either dismissal or a reduction to a non-moving or non-criminal outcome to protect your immigration profile. Fourth, carefully track all deadlines, including court dates and payment windows, to avoid defaults. Fifth, maintain proof of everything: receipts, court orders, and attorney correspondence. Sixth, if you already paid a ticket, ask counsel whether there are any post-conviction remedies in your jurisdiction. Finally, use the checklist. Confirm the charge type. Ask whether your speed risks a reckless classification. Clarify immigration consequences before pleading or paying. And document all steps thoroughly. Moving on to prevention, the goal is to avoid violations altogether. Use cruise control to maintain consistent speeds on highways. Enable navigation speed alerts so you are notified when speed limits change. If your jurisdiction allows it, consider radar detection to reduce accidental speeding. Resolve every ticket. Do not ignore notices because missed appearances can escalate the situation. Consult a lawyer before paying any ticket to understand immigration risks. Plan your trips to avoid fatigue, which correlates with errors. Keep a compliance folder containing all relevant documents, and set calendar reminders for renewals and court dates. These habits collectively reduce risk and help maintain immigration compliance. This timeline begins with a ticket issuance. Next comes the decision point to pay or contest. Then, you reach the court or negotiation phase. The outcome may be a conviction or a reduced/non-moving result. Afterward, records are updated, which can be reviewed by immigration authorities during renewal, change of status, or at the border. Finally, consequences range from none to delays, denials, or even revocations. Importantly, the timeline highlights that multiple violations within a 12-month window can trigger pattern detection, leading to elevated scrutiny. Additionally, strengthen your documentation and communication. Create a digital compliance folder with clear subfolders for tickets, court documents, attorney communications, DMV records, and immigration paperwork. Save PDFs of every receipt, notice, and email. Use consistent file names with dates and keywords. Maintain a driving log if you drive frequently. During traffic stops, remain polite, concise, and compliant. Always follow your attorney's guidance rather than improvising. Consider markdown notes to quickly capture what happened, where and when it occurred, the speed limit versus the alleged speed, and the next steps with deadlines. Quiz time. The question is, if you simply pay a speeding ticket, what immigration-related risk are you potentially taking on? Option A, none. Payment makes it disappear. Option B, it may be treated as admitting guilt, creating a conviction record. Option C, it automatically converts to a non-moving violation. Option D, it guarantees your visa renewal. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Paying a ticket is often processed as an admission of guilt, resulting in a conviction on your record. That record can surface in immigration reviews and increase scrutiny. Second quiz question. In some jurisdictions, driving 20 miles per hour or more over the limit can be reclassified as what? Option A, courtesy warnings. Option B, parking violation. Option C, reckless driving. Option D, equipment violation. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is C, reckless driving. In some jurisdictions, excessive speeding can become reckless driving, a serious criminal offense with significantly higher immigration risk. To summarize the key points, patterns of multiple tickets can trigger immigration scrutiny. Paying a ticket may be treated as admitting guilt. Excessive speeding can be reclassified as reckless driving. Engage a traffic attorney early. Use technology and habits to prevent violations. And document everything while meeting all deadlines. Before we conclude, a crucial disclaimer. This video provides general information and is not legal advice. Laws and enforcement practices vary significantly by jurisdiction and may change. For decisions about your specific situation, consult a licensed attorney in your area. In closing, drive cautiously and proactively. Treat every ticket seriously and consult a lawyer before paying or pleading. Prevent patterns by using technology and planning ahead. Keep thorough records and meet all deadlines. These steps help safeguard your immigration status. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. In the comments, share your experiences and questions so we can cover them in future videos. Drive safely and protect your status.